What's up? What's up? So if you guys are on YouTube, let me know if you can hear me okay. I know on Discord we're good to go. Okay, cool. Looks like we're good. All right, so we're going to pretty much get into it. For those that are hopping on this session for the first time ever, my name's Angelo, CEO of The Funded Trader. I've been working on The Funded Trader for 4 years now. Originally founded it, and we've been through some really good times and we've been through some really tough times. And we're going to get into some of that today. So, everyone that's new, welcome. Hope you guys are either trading your challenge and having luck with that, or if you guys are just participating in the giveaway, showing support online. We really appreciate the support that you guys have, and I don't say that lightly. We have one of the largest communities in the industry, over 1 million people in the funded trader ecosystem. So respect to all of you guys that have been with us for 4 years, that have stuck with us. I know some of you have been unaffected by the changes last year, and some of you have been affected. And we're going to talk about today a little bit of what we're doing to get people back on track, what we're doing to rebuild. We're in a rebuilding phase right now. There's some sports teams that go through rebuilding phases, and there's some companies that go through rebuilding phases, and we're going through rebuilding phase right now. But things have never been more exciting than right now, in my opinion, with the funded trader, because of the projects that we're working on, because of the team that we have behind this, and because of all of you guys as well who are here supporting us every single day, whether that's buying challenges or just reposting our stuff online or just participating in the chat. I went into a Discord of another company the other day who's in the future space, and they're crushing it. I'm not trying to say that they're not doing a great job, but their Discord barely has any movement, barely has any messages. You can tell that they don't really have a community, and that's one thing that we have. That's part of the reason why I came back to help out with the funded trader be more publicly, is because it's really about community. It's always been about community. For us, historically, we've done sessions every single month, community updates, and just been close to you guys. We've had events in person. We've done tons of podcasts. I've met tons of traders myself. And for someone like me who originally was trading with FTMO, was trading with prop firms, to then be able to have a platform where people can actually make money themselves and leverage it for more opportunity, to then meeting all these people in person, it's been a crazy ride, to say the least. It's been a crazy ride to meet some of the most successful traders at TFT, but also to meet people from really all over the world who, like I said, might not be able to afford TFT challenges, but they're simply just supporting us because they love what we're doing, and they're passionate about what we're doing. So everybody is important in this community. That being said, everyone that did submit the form, they are eligible for the giveaway. So we're going to be doing a giveaway of 50 accounts. There's also another one going on, 1,000 accounts. If you haven't entered that yet, go to the giveaways channel and fill out the form. All you need to do is fill out the survey. There's 3 ways to win. So one of them is just filling out a survey. So I expect you guys to do that if you want a chance to win an account. Pretty simple. So get in on that. I'm going to be sending out tons of accounts today. I have a lot of work to do today, and that's why we're starting this session on time, because I want to make sure that I can get to everything that we need to get done today. So let's go ahead and hop into it. How it's going to work is I have questions here. You guys should be able to see them on the screen. These are questions that have been submitted by everybody through that form. So we're gonna go through. I'm gonna just answer as many questions as possible, and yeah. So we have a ton of questions here. We've got. If you're on Discord, go on the YouTube. That's where the questions are gonna be posted or are being shown right now. So go on the YouTube and then you can see that. Let's see. All right, yeah, looks like we're good. All right, so let's get started with question number one. What can we expect in the future? How is the future of TFT going to be? So I'm a big believer in the future is now. So really, the future is just a collective of all of the moments and all of the effort that we're putting in right now in the moment. So the vision of what I see in the future is really just based on what we're doing exactly right now. We have a large emphasis on technology. We have a large emphasis on risk at the moment, and we have a large emphasis on customer experience. When it comes to customer experience, I'll be honest, our customer experience is not as great as it used to be, especially from a customer support standpoint. I know a lot of people are complaining about long wait times with customer support, and there are a few reasons for that at the moment. The customer support team is currently outsourced. We previously hired the entire team internally, which really helped to improve the quality of the chats that you guys were seeing. And we're only operating in a ticket system right now. So, what are we going to do to improve that? There's a lot of AI solutions available right now for live chat. Our goal is by May 5th to move to a different live chat solution where you guys will be able to interact with an AI agent. They'll have access to all of your information within the dashboard. And this is just another reason why us moving to our own technology, I had mentioned technology is a big part of this. This is why moving to our own technology is very important, with having control over all of our data, having control over everything that goes on behind the scenes. We can connect our database directly to the live chat and have no friction between the live chat and the database. So you guys will be able to open a chat, have a more relevant response from the agent that's working on it. They'll be able to actually pull up information in your account in real time to answer questions about what is your payout status, what is your account status, why was your account breached, based on the breach message, giving a further explanation as to why that resulted in a breach. So that's what we're focused on, is just building an AI customer support solution so that you guys can get more real-time responses. I know a lot of people right now are coming into Discord and they're just asking moderators because they have very basic questions about the rules and their accounts and whatnot. And it's just not sustainable, especially the more we grow. Right now we're about, I would say, 10% of the size that we were in early 2024. So we're relatively small compared to what we were. We're still not a small company by any means. So as we start to scale again, it's going to be very important that we get this support solution in place so that we have more sustainable communication to you guys, because this business is very big on communication. So if we're not answering support, if we're not providing you guys with any feedback right away, you guys are going to be losing trust. You guys are going to be thinking we're doing something to scam you guys or whatever. And I've been there. I've traded with a lot of firms in the industry back when I was trading in 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022. And one of the biggest problems for me was support always sucked. People were getting back to you in 3 days. And that's what was one of the pillars of us launching the company, was to have great support. So we've gotten away from that, but we want to go towards that, and that's the focus. So what can we expect in the future? Definitely better support, definitely better technology, and definitely quicker payouts, because that's also an emphasis for myself as well. But there's things that we need to do to get there. Next question. What new strategies has TFT prepared to be able to survive better in the future, learning from the problems that has gone through? So real quick, everyone, this is recorded. So if you miss a question, if there's a question that was answered previously, you'll be able to just go back, watch this on YouTube. It's going to be there. It's live right now there as well. So new strategies to be able to survive. Right away, the Royal Pro and the Night Pro challenge is quite different from the challenges that we had previously. There are more rules, so the challenges are stricter, but they are lower priced. So in running tons of surveys, to literally tens of thousands of traders. The main thing that I've gotten as feedback is that people want lower prices. They want the payout to be as fast as possible in terms of the payout days. So they want to be able to request payouts every single week, every single day in some cases. They want to have good, solid execution on their platform, and they want their dashboards to be updated in real time. So those are kind of the main takeaways, along with drawdown being balance based, different things when it comes to the drawdown, the profit target, etc. But it's mainly price and payout speed, payout times, technology. Those are the main things that I've gathered from this. So our focus is on creating challenges now which the firm knows can be sustainable. What does that mean? We all know, whether these companies say this or not, that the companies in the CFD space, for the most part, and this is my opinion, just to preface this, are taking in challenge revenue and they're paying out payouts from the challenge revenue. Now, whether they're paying payouts from new challenge revenue or it's from reserves from the previous revenue that was brought in, that is something that depends on each firm and the challenges that they're offering. Our goal is to be having a sustainable model where every $1,000 we bring in, we know that in the best case scenario, $200 will be going to payouts. In the worst case scenario, $500 will be going to payouts. Now, by that, I don't mean that we want traders to fail and to lose. The reality is this model is very similar to insurance. In the insurance model, there's people that have premiums, there's people that have subscriptions, and then there's a certain percentage of claims. They know what the percentage of claims relatively is going to be, and then they're paying out based on the premiums that people are paying. That's what the business model is. It's very similar here. The market itself is a transfer of wealth from, people say, you all have heard this, from the impatient to the patient. This model is very similar. It's a meritocratic model where the people with success, they are rewarded, and the people that do not have skills ultimately are not rewarded or go further down the totem pole here. So our strategy moving forward is just very sustainable percentage of payouts in terms of revenue, and that is going to allow us to invest in our technology, invest in our team, invest in the future of you guys, of the community, ensure that payouts are paid, and also give us time, because the ultimate goal is to leverage the data to create a signal system for the firm where we then can take our own positions. It's not to A-book. This is not the business. This is not the business model. A-booking doesn't exist, in my opinion, in this industry. It's simply to create an algorithmic way through machine learning to look at the data, to create signals where then the firm can take positions in the market. And with us migrating to our own technology, finally, in the end of this month now, pretty much the end of this month, early May, the latest, we're going to have full control over our data, full control over our technology. That's going to allow the firm to move closer to a realistic scenario where we will be taking our own positions in the market based on signals from all of the trading data that we have accumulated. We are not there yet, but we are working towards that, and that's very important, as it's been the goal for everyone. And I can assure you that no one in the industry is doing this successfully, to my knowledge, to what I know. I've talked with many people, but this is the goal of, I believe, the top firms in the industry, is to move towards creating revenue from actually trading. And I know it's been challenging for a lot of people. So where do we see the funded trader in the next 3 to 5 years? I would say best case scenario, the funded trader has a mobile app, iOS, Android. We no longer rely on third-party platforms. We have our own platform, which is the superior platform in the industry, where you guys can come to. It has reliable execution, has risk management tools. It has everything that you need to trade within that ecosystem. Behind the scenes, the funded trader is employing their own capital through various entities and taking our own positions within the market through various entities and generating revenue through trading as well as through challenge revenue. We'll always be generating revenue from challenges until the signal system becomes good enough where the challenges will become entirely free. That is the ultimate goal, is for challenges to be entirely free. Now, there is a debate whether challenges should be free or not. And the reason people say that, even if the firm is leveraging the data to make money, the challenges should still be free, because psychologically, when you pay for something, people handle things a bit differently. But I believe that if we structure the rules in a way where people cannot gamble, where people cannot punt, where people do have to trade successfully over periods of time with consistency, I do believe the challenges can become free at some point. And again, how do challenges become free? It's when the firm has a strategy with the data and the firm raises enough capital where our revenue starts to, or our revenue generation is from trading versus the challenges. And that is the ultimate goal of the company. So in the next 3 to 5 years, that would be best case scenario. But right now, we're charging for challenges. That's the business model. Currently, there's a certain percentage of people who fail challenges. There's people that win challenges, and we are structuring the model in a way where we know what the percentages are going to be so we can survive. Is TFT planning? And I say survive, but the reality is this business has the potential to make a lot of money. We've made a lot of money in the past. We've lost a lot of money in the past with this business model. The reasons we made a lot of money was because of growing. It was because of the way challenges were structured. The reasons we lost a lot of money was because of technology not keeping up with us scaling, was because of the way that we configured challenges and the changes that we made to the challenges, and just overall not managing risk with the platforms correctly. So we've learned a lot over the last 4 years, and I do believe this business model has a crazy amount of potential to make a ton of money, and we will make a ton of money. That's ultimately why we're here. We're here to make money. You guys are here to make money. We're trying to create the best partnership so we all can be successful together. Do you think about future, or let's go here. Is TFT planning to do futures? Let's pause real quick. Let's look at the chat. All right, so appreciate you guys. Listen, whatever comments you guys want to make, that is your rights. The point of the community and the reason we've opened it back up is for real feedback, is for real connection. That's how we built the company originally, and that's how we're going to build it again. The reality is, when there's 110,000 people in the Discord, 10,000 plus people active, not everyone's going to be positive. Not everyone's going to have the best experience. And our goal is just to help the people that do not have a good experience the best way that we can. But the reality is, you're not going to make everyone happy, and that is just a fact of the matter of life. So that is what it is. Let's go. Is TFT planning to do futures in the following months? Yes. The main blocker with futures is we're going to get TFT, the CFD's firm, this company, onto our technology first. Once we migrate to our technology, the dashboard will be able to be reused for futures. We really wanted to use Tradeovate and NinjaTrader, but they recently were acquired by Kraken, the exchange. If you guys don't know, it's causing some delays with their onboarding process. So I don't know if we're going to be able to onboard with them in a realistic time frame. There are some alternative platforms that I know are not as popular. So we may just launch with one of those. I personally think that with the tools we have from a risk management standpoint, we're going to create the best instant funding futures program in the industry. And you guys can say, oh, he's just a shill, he's just a circus act, he's just saying that to say that. But let's see what we create. Let's see what your guys' feedback is. You're going to help create it with us. I'm going to ask you guys everything to do with the challenge, what it should be like. And let's see what we create there. Because I think there's a lot of room to improve things on the future side. The rules are very strict for those firms, which is good. But there is some room to have more opportunity there. So when do I think that's going to come out? If we're launching, we just started Q2, if we're launching the dashboard next month or end of this month, early next month, I would say end of Q2 optimistically, early Q3 for futures. But we're in no rush. We're just trying to do things right. Will TFT be like it used to be, the biggest prop firm at the top level? Yeah, it's wild to think back on where we were, right? I just think we were doing some things recklessly back then. We were really focused on just trying to beat FTMO, just trying to be the biggest firm, and it was ultimately a very greedy perspective. So I think now we're just focused on how do we make the best partnership possible with the community. How do we kind of heal from what happened, and how do we kind of right some of the wrongs from that we were doing previously, where we were just expanding too fast. We weren't ready operationally from a technology standpoint. We weren't ready to handle what was happening. So our focus now is just how do we have more sustainability? How do we scale kind of more slowly? We did a great job growing, as you guys may know. We did a fantastic job growing the company, but growing is not the number one thing. It's also about having a great partnership with the community, having great support, having great execution, and also being vertically integrated. So yeah, do we want to become the biggest firm in the industry? I don't really care right now about that. All I care about is how do we be the most stable? How do we have our own tech? How do we have the best technology? How do we have the best experience? That will happen naturally, becoming a very large company again if we stick to those principles. What are the new challenges, additions that TFT have for 2025? So we have the two new challenges that we've already launched, Night Pro and Royal Pro. I think we're going to discontinue Dragon for a 3-step, no more 3-step challenges. The instant funding, which we're going to get into in this next section here, is going to definitely be a large part of the strategy because the industry is shifting towards that. We've gotten the okay to go in that direction in speaking with certain people. So we're definitely going to be heading in that direction. And someone said something about a broker. TFT is never going to be a broker, but there is something we're doing with the structure of the company where TFT is finally going to be in the Cayman Islands and part of a group of companies. And one of those companies will hold the license for something. I won't say what because I just don't want to say it yet. But let me see. This looks like it's a little cut off. Move this over. Here we go. So yeah, instant funding's coming. There's something on the brokerage side that is gonna be interesting that I'm working on, have ideas on. I feel like the brokerage space is so like stupid right now because prop firms kind of shattered the entry into the industry. Everyone's using prop firms now, and the brokerage industry needs some disruption too. And I have some ideas there that I think are going to be pretty innovative that no one's doing, that no one's thinking of, at least that I know of. So yeah, I can see something with the brokerage stuff in this year as well. But yeah, instance like the main thing that we're gonna focus on launching. That's gonna be launched next month. Do you think about futures in TFT? We already talked about that. Will TFT open walk-in office branches in the country they operate? That's a very interesting question because, in my opinion, there is a lot of potential to open brick and mortar locations, and do some community events. I have an idea for a new community event that I want to do. Everyone knows, or most people know, previously we did this yacht event. I just think it was stupid. There's better events that we can do that are more beneficial, that kind of fit the principles of the company a little bit better. So I won't say what that is yet, but in the back of my mind, I have a lot of ideas for what we're going to do when TFT really starts doing things like we were doing previously from a marketing and branding perspective. Right now, I just don't think it's appropriate. I think we just need to focus on cleaning things up and then just getting to our technology and focusing on that. But let's just say there are some things that we are going to be doing. I do think having physical branches in certain countries is going to be interesting. And yeah, let's see what happens. Are you building a trading platform? What's the game changer? Yeah, I think building a trading platform is an exciting project. I personally didn't really want to work on it. I think that MetaTrader is a great platform, but there's some people that want to work on it, that I really like believe that they can get it done, and I think that's fantastic, and I want to do it. Um, but yeah, there's obviously a lot of other stuff going on. But since they want to go for it, I'm down to go for it. And I think it's not even that complicated. I think you just make it very, very basic. You make it very optimized for mobile, and you just add as many risk management tools as possible that for some reason these other platforms don't have. That, MetaTrader makes you use EAs, makes you use these different kind of tools to do risk management. I just think everything should be within the platform. But that being said, we have some great platforms that we're offering now, and that's what we're focused on. But we are interested in building something in the future. So let's take a little break. Let's look at the chat. So guys, reminder, if you want to participate in the giveaway, you still can, even though, let's see. So yeah, even though the question's already up here, you can go into, where is it? Go into announcements. The forum is there if you want to post a question after this session. I'm gonna look at the form or whatever want to submit it, and I'll pick winners in there. And I'm gonna say this: if you guys are actively purchasing TFT challenges right now, you are simply going to have higher chances of winning the giveaways. Doesn't mean that if you don't buy challenges, you're not going to win giveaways. But we do want to reward people who are loyal to the community and are spending their hard-earned money ultimately to be with us. So we are going to focus on trying to get those people giveaway accounts. But even if you don't buy challenges, you are an active participant. There was one guy, he has 7, I don't know how many funded accounts, but he had 7 challenge accounts. He won all of them for free. One of them was on Christmas Day. He was simply active in the chat. One of them was on Twitter. He won a giveaway there. He participated in one of these prop firm journal giveaways, and he got a payout on a giveaway account, posted a certificate, got 2 more free accounts. So I feel like he's living everyone's dream. 7 free accounts, has gotten payouts on the free accounts. So definitely participate, continue to be active. I'm trying my best to reward people who are loyal to the community as much as I can. All right, let's move on. Instant funding. Let's see. When will instant funding be live? It's going to be live in May, most likely early May. We're currently building out the components for the dashboard, finalizing the challenge. I'm going to be posting some rules for you guys to vote on, because at this point everyone should just vote on what the challenges should be. There's no reason I should pick the rules. We propose rules that we know are going to be sustainable. So if anyone is saying like, oh, the poll, should we do this, does this make sense, all the rules that I post are sustainable for the firm, and then we just want to know what you guys want to do, and that's what we're focused on. So I will be posting the rules for you guys for the instant. When are instant funding accounts being introduced? Kind of same question, pretty much end of this month, next month. Will there be an instant account without passing the challenge? Yes, you'll get the account, complete KYC, sign a contract right away. Once you achieve certain parameters, you'll just be able to withdraw. Pricing is going to be, you're going to like the pricing. I'm going to say this. There's a lot of companies right now offering instant funding, and the rules are, in my opinion, insane. Like the max drawdown, daily drawdown are really tight. Like the amount of days that they need to be profitable, I don't know, just a bunch of different rules. The consistency rule, I've seen some of them like 20%, where more than 20% of your profit can't come from one single day. That's pretty strict. So yeah, the pricing is going to be good. The rules are going to be good. We're going to make it slightly better than any instant funding program that is available. And if you guys disagree, just point it out to me and let me know, and we'll just fix it. What will be the minimum account size of the upcoming instant funding? I don't know, to be honest. I'm thinking like 5K through 100K or 5K through 150K for it. But let's see. Will instant funding be 5% daily, 8 to 10% max drawdown? Yeah, that's going to be the plan. I see a lot of firms do like 3% max drawdown, like 5% or 6%, and then like a daily drawdown, and you can't have a floating position more than 1% loss, um, stuff like that. I think that we can do 5 daily, 8 max, and yeah, and get away with it. So I'll propose some options for that. Will instant funding be 80-20% profit splits? Um, there's some ways that we can go about it. I think that everyone wants higher profit splits. So if we can create it in a way where it's 90, that would be ideal. That's the plan. But we can do 80 as kind of the floor. So we'll see. I think there's options there. Can you make the instant funding? Yes, that's what we're doing. About the instant funding about to be launched, does the firm have enough liquidity to support instant payouts? So, I mean, what you need to understand is that if we launch instant funding, we do 100,000 in sales, there's going to be 20, 30,000 most likely in payouts from those sales. And that we're going to have liquidity because we're going to be able to generate volume. We're going to be able to bring in people buying the challenges. The winners are going to get rewarded. The losers are going to lose their challenge fees. And that's just the name of the game. If you guys don't believe in meritocracy, if you don't believe in a meritocratic system where people are rewarded for their skills, then this is simply not for you. How are the instant funding accounts going to be profitable for TFT? I just kind of explained it. There's going to be a percentage of people who are successful, percentage of people who are not successful, and there'll be revenue from the accounts, and we'll be able to have a certain payout to revenue margin, and that's how we're going to be able to sustain ourselves. So that's instant funding. If you guys have any other questions, I'll look at the chat real quick. There are a ton of messages in here. 290. How about 3K accounts? I think the prices are going to be low enough where you guys are going to be able to get in and not have a problem. Why is it that you guys could give away a lot of accounts free but can't give back people the challenges in time and easily? What's so hard about that? It takes a whole year. Yeah, it's a good question. The reality is there's still about 7,000 people that are owed $100,000 accounts from March 2024. There are 45,000 people that have been given the accounts already. So each of them have been given either 1, 2, 3. So about 60, 70,000 accounts have been sent out for the relaunch of the funded traders since March of 2024. There are still about 7,000 people owed accounts. Their owed accounts 100K and up. What we're doing right now is the enhanced support day. You can create a ticket and we'll split your accounts, smaller accounts, so you can get them. The reason we do that is because simply the smaller account sizes give less payouts, or materialize in less payouts, and that's just the reality of the game. Sending 100K and 200K accounts have more buying power. They have more ability to generate payouts, and ultimately is going to cost the company more money. So we're looking at it like we can't necessarily afford to just send 7,000 people $100,000 accounts right now. We could potentially, but it would be very risky. And our goal is to be very stable at the moment, especially for people purchasing challenges. So it wouldn't be responsible for us to just kind of send it. And it's unfortunate because these people are getting fucked to some extent by not getting the account more quickly. Now, us giving away 5K accounts, 10K accounts, the reality is, I'm going to be honest, these giveaway accounts barely materialize in cost. People punt them. People don't take them seriously. They're sometimes given to people who are just less skilled. I've done the analysis, and I posted some analysis last year about giveaway accounts that TFT has sent, and it was like crazy. I think out of 10,000 accounts that we gave out, there was, I think, $10,000 in payouts, or like $15,000. I don't know the exact numbers. But these giveaway accounts do not materialize in a lot of payouts. They're great for marketing. They are great for people too. They're a free opportunity at the end of the day, but that's why we're giving away accounts for free that are smaller accounts, because it simply doesn't cost the company that much money. If you can't understand what I just explained, I don't know how else to explain it to you. All right, let's go next. Payouts and account issues. Payouts? Question mark. Don't know. Don't know what question that is. Payout processes. For us right now, the payout process is we do rely on a report that we're getting from a third party at the moment from the risk side. That delays every payout by a day because the report is 1 day delayed. When we migrate in end of this month, early next month to our technology, we'll most likely be like moving towards a state where payouts are a day faster, because we're not going to have that lag for the report. We're going to be having everything kind of internally ourselves. So that's part of the process. Another part of the process is just checking that people use their coupons correctly, didn't like do anything nefarious. People have found ways to kind of game the coupons. So we're checking that, checking KYC, we're checking for all the prohibited strategies like copy trading, grid trading, order layering, which for the most part is monitored during the challenge. So it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't delay it by too much. But those are the payout processes, and then it's onboarding. So we pay predominantly on Rise at the moment. A lot of the payouts that you see are taking more than 3 days. The person just didn't onboard with Rise. And so we're waiting for them to onboard with them. And, they end up onboarding at like 7 days, 14 days. And then the certificate says that the payout takes 14 days. So that's part of the issue. Going to the next question, why can't payouts be processed within 24 hours of request? Kind of just touched on it a little bit. Like when it comes to risk, the report we're getting is a day delayed. So that's 24 hours right there. Then it's taking us 24 hours to do all the checks we need to do. That's bringing it to 2 days. And then in some cases, we ask for more information from the client, or they need to complete Rise onboarding and they haven't done it yet. And that's why you're seeing some payouts take more than 3 days. How many payouts do you issue? You can go on Rise. So if you go on our Arbiscan address, you can see every single payout that gets sent out. Most of the payouts are sent via Rise at the moment, so they're really all on there. I think this month we're approaching, or last month we hit about 500,000 in payouts, which is amazing considering where we've been. What are the payment terms? Why are the payment terms so high, or even 20 days? I just kind of explained that. A lot of people taking more than 3 days is just because they didn't onboard with Rise. Can you clarify the payout process and variability in processing times? So we just went over that. Will giveaway accounts receive payouts or be given secondary priority? If you're given a giveaway account right now, you're going to get payouts if you make it to the funded account. I would expect the payout to be within 3 days. So there's not going to be like any first priority, second priority type of thing. I do actually look in the Discord though. If you guys are in there and if you say, oh, I didn't get my payout for 3 days, I do look into it and try to help you out. So if you are in Discord, you're active, you're a funded trader, just tag me in there and I'll try to help you out as best I can. What happens if someone passes live KYC but fails verification? Do they get refunded? No. That's in the terms of use in the FAQ. If you guys can't pass KYC, you do not get refunded. And the main reason is because from a legal standpoint, if we're refunding somebody, there's anti-money laundering laws that we need to abide by. There's certain KYC laws that we need to abide by. And it's not best practice for us to be sending money back to someone who fails KYC. When are you going to release Plain as a payout method? Yeah, it's been getting delayed. I wanted to release it last week, but their system is not directly integrated with ours, so it's more of a manual process. And how it works is basically if you request a payout via Plain, we're going to have to then invite you to Plain, and we're going to have to check if you accepted the invite and completed onboarding, and that's just going to cause so many delays. So I'm trying to figure out a process that will not result in this being super delayed. that might just be us waiting until our dashboard comes out and just integrating it with the dashboard. But I don't want to wait because I know people want other options. So we'll see. I'm hoping this week I'm gonna be able to catch up on some stuff, and we'll look into that. Do you plan to change the payout system for swing traders? Uh, don't necessarily know what that means, but I understand that swing traders right now, in terms of the minimum profitable days rule or the consistency rule, they have some trouble with it because they're holding one trade, they win on that one trade, and then they are not satisfying it's called steadfast gains or the consistency rule. Do we create a swing trader challenge in the future? Maybe we had done it in the past. I don't know if we're going to go back in that direction, but we'll continue to hear your feedback. And if that's something that a lot of people want, then we'll do it. Are there any plans to speed up the payout process for traders? Yeah, we're always looking for ways to speed it up. I think the industry standard is a lot better than where we're at right now. There's firms that guarantee payout within 24 hours, and that's where we need to get to. And I do believe getting to our technology will allow us to get closer to that state. So that is the focus of the firm. Will you guys give traders a monthly stipend? No. All right, so real quick, back into the chat. We're making some really good progress here. No, computer's gonna die. Give me one second. So if you guys have not participated yet in the giveaway, go to the announcements channel, fill out the form. I'm gonna be picking 50 winners after this. There's also other giveaways going on in the giveaway channel, so make sure you guys participate in that. If you guys are here, you're in the Relaunch channels, I'm gonna be sending updates for all those scenarios today. Anyone that's owed an account today is gonna be getting it. As per the message, they were supposed to be sent yesterday, but we had some issue with the coupons, so they will be sent today. So hold on 1 second. All right. All right, back to it. What should a loss-making trader do to become profitable? I would say the challenges that we have now, especially the Royal Pro, it's really a high standard when it comes to you being a trader. The minimum profitable days, the consistency rule that we have in place, the daily drawdown being a soft breach, some of the other things that we have in terms of that challenge, like news trading being enabled. If you are a loss-making trader and you're looking to become profitable, the stricter the challenge is, the more rules that are in place, those will help you become profitable. Essentially, we're helping you to create a system. So we're creating more guardrails for you. So you should be creating more guardrails for yourselves from a risk management standpoint. You should be connecting your account to one of these journal systems. You should be back testing some type of strategy, and then forward testing, and then live testing, collecting all of that data, looking at the times of the day that you're trading, and which times you're more profitable, which times you're less profitable, which pairs you're more profitable, which pairs you're less profitable, and which setups you're more profitable and which setups you're less profitable. And you should be looking at all of these things to continue to refine your system and refine your edge constantly. That's the difference between the people who are winning and the people who are losing. They just have a better process. They just have a better system. And this goes for trading, and in my opinion, this goes for life as well. I'm constantly looking for how to improve my process when it comes to the business, when it comes to myself, when it comes to my life. And that's the same as trading. So if you're a loss-making trader, you simply have no system. If you're a loss-making trader and you have a system, your system doesn't work. So you need to do the things to refine the system to become profitable. And don't be afraid of these challenges that are harder, because they're ultimately going to make you more successful. How can I balance technical and fundamental analysis? So Personally, from everything I've heard, I do feel like fundamental analysis, and this is not just looking at the red folder news events on Forex Factory. This is fundamentally understanding how macroeconomic events change microeconomics, how they adjust the market to price in certain things, how these macroeconomic activities for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days are going to affect certain things, how certain players in the market, in the space, whether it's companies, leaders of countries, how they affect the market. I think that you need to really, if you're serious about trading, understand these things, be looking at these things, if you want to be very successful. But that being said, there's 10 ways to flip a coin. So there's no one way of doing things. I've heard of people just doing technical analysis and being successful as well. I just think you need more precision, and it's harder to just be a technical trader, in my opinion. So how do you balance it? You got to just find a strategy that works. You got to figure out, what are you most passionate about? Are you passionate about learning about economics? Are you passionate about learning about how countries operate, how companies operate, how everything's intertwined? Or are you just analytical in the sense of, you just want to look at the chart, you want to draw things up, you want to have that approach? So it's just what you're more passionate about. And this is from me. This is not me as a trader. This is just me as a business person, me who's talked to a lot of traders in the industry. This is just my opinion. What are the most common reasons traders fail a challenge and how to avoid them? I think the number one is just over trading. So not knowing when to walk away. So that's why I said earlier about knowing what times to trade in and being very strict to those times. And even knowing position sizing, how many trades to take, when you're tilting. That's I think over trading is the number one thing. What are key psychological challenges traders face, and how do you overcome them? I think the number one is just money. Most people, they don't know how to make money. They're afraid of money. Money is not their friend. As soon as they see money, they see blue in the account, they see green, they get so excited, they get scared, something. I think that's a huge challenge for traders. And how do you overcome them? I just think you need to stop looking at the P&L. You need to stop looking at the results per se in the moment, and you need to focus on the system. You need to focus on the process. It's kind of like this, relating this to the gym. If you're at the gym and you're looking in the mirror the whole fucking time, guess what? You're probably gonna stay fat. You're probably gonna stay out of shape. Your form's gonna probably might be all right, but you're probably gonna hurt your back because you're looking, right? The masters don't look. The masters have their eyes closed. They're focused internally. So the losers or the beginners are looking externally at everything. They're looking at validation. They're looking at what people are saying. They're looking at themselves in the mirror. The winners are looking internally. How can I improve? Oh, look at this feedback. I need to be better. Oh, look at this. Look at how I feel in this moment, or how I'm going about this with this exercise, whatever. How can I change it to have more connection, to be better? That's the difference. If you focus internally, all of a sudden you're going to wake up, your bank account's going to have $1 million in it, and it's because you have the process, you focused on building yourself. What role does fundamental analysis play in your decisions? I'm not going to answer that. Are there any educational materials or mentorship opportunities? This is my opinion. There's a lot of trading gurus online, a lot of fake gurus online. If you are learning from anyone, simply ask them, hey, I want to see your prop trading payouts for the last 90 days with the certificates where I can scan the QR codes. If you want to, you can share statements as well of you receiving that. Share your RISE address so I can see the payouts at your RISE address. If you cannot validate that they have been paid from a prop firm, probably shouldn't learn from them to be a prop trader. It means you're wasting your time. Strategy, scalping, no idea. What's the one strategy and lesson you wish you learned earlier? I think the lesson is always just focusing internally. I think for me, when TFT was really flying high, I did start to look, in the mirror. I started to be like, oh shit, you're doing it. When we built TFT to be so large because we were so focused on internally what we were doing. So the ego kind of stepped in because the devil is always testing whatever you want to believe in. The spirit is always testing you if you want to engage in this, engage in that, into the darker side of things. So I think for me, a lesson is just to continue to look internally, continue to focus on the work, no matter how big it gets, right? TFT became a monster, and the struggle for me was just continuing to remain focused internally with this huge accomplishment that was occurring externally, and a lot of the feedback that we were getting too. So yeah, that's just the strategy. No matter how big it gets, focus on myself, focus on my team, focus on the product, and that's it. Can risk management platform be achieved? Yes, we're building something like with that. Will TFT open a school of trading? That'd be like Hogwarts for trading. I think so. I think education is important for you guys. My vision for it though, which did not come to fruition previously, which I would like for it to come to fruition now, would be to only allow educators to, well, basically in the dashboard there will be a section, and once you achieve 10,000 in payouts for the firm, you can start to list your course in that section. So the only people teaching are people who have achieved 10,000 in payouts. This is not people who have spent 50,000 on challenges and made 10,000 in payouts. This is only people who have made net $10,000 from the company. Um, I think creating a section for that in the dashboard would be really cool, and that would be our school of trading. So it'd be like UGC, you guys would be creating the content. You guys could earn as well. Maybe people can pay in points. We can create an internal wallet system. I think that'd be really cool, and it would fit the vision of what I'm trying to do. Can you use HFT? No. What is trading? No idea. About how to trade? A lot of ways. AMA direction trading? Not going to answer that question here, but if you want to know about AMAs, there's plenty of content online, and I really suggest you focus on free content on YouTube. Explain multiple traps? Nope. Can there be an automatic daily drawdown bot? Yeah, that's one of the things you want to add to the dashboard, so you can set your own daily lockouts. So yes, that is something we're working on. Platform features and rules, and guys, we still do have a little bit more to go through. I'm not gonna make it through everything. We're gonna go until 10:30. So just a warning, we're gonna go until 10:30, and I'm gonna cover as much as we can. So let's start going a little bit faster. No, let's go this section. Will bulk operations be part of the platform like Royal Trader? In terms of bulk operations, I believe you mean like mass closing positions, maybe copy trading on multiple accounts, mass opening positions, stuff like that. Yeah, that's something that is definitely going to be included into the platform. At the end of the day, guys, the platform features that people want the most are things that help them manage risk. Um, like having a TV show is cool in the platform and like content and blah blah blah. But the things people need are tools to manage risk. So that is what we're going to focus on building into the platform. How do people manage risk? How do people evaluate their trading history on accounts, on all of their accounts, stuff like that? Are you building your own broker? We have some projects in the works, but I personally can't say whether I'm building my own broker right now. Will TFT have its own broker? No. But will TFT be an affiliated partner of a broker? Yes. Um, do you accept use of VPN while trading? I would highly suggest you just go to the FAQ, search VPN, and see what is explained there exactly. But I know like when completing KYC, we ask you to turn off VPN and stuff like that. Will TFT ever offer API access for automated trading? Yes, it already does. So you can do automated trading on MT5, on Match Trader, and on CTrader right now. So that is enabled. Will there be an official TFT app? Yes, that is what has to happen. There has to be a TFT app. It's just where this needs to go. Right now, it's annoying. There's a website, there's a dashboard, there's the platform, there's your email. It's all over the fucking place. So there has to be one app where everything is just in that one place, and that is what we're building on, and part of the plan. Do you plan to launch futures? Yes. Will Royal Pro challenges change? We'll see. We're already getting feedback from the changes that happened recently. We're going to continue to change things based on what you guys are saying. So, I'm going to keep looking at the feedback, and let's see what we need to do. Will Royal Pro Challenge drawdown become static? No. But the night challenge, the drawdown is going to become static. I looked in the industry. There are not a lot of challenges that are one step that offer static drawdown that is 8%. And if they do, the price is really high or there is some weird rule. So we're going to do that on the night challenge. One step, static, low price. What is the VIP program? How do you join? Search the FAQ. Basically, if you get a certain amount of payouts, have the account for a certain amount of time, you start to get more daily drawdown, more profit or higher profit split. Your payout periods are reduced, everything like that. So just go to the help.thefundedtraderprogram.com, search VIP program. All the details are there. Reputation, relaunch, and trust. It's a very important section. TFT will become stronger and larger than before the pause. At the height of TFT, we had 120,000 active people trading accounts. Our goal is to have 500,000 people active and trading accounts. That has been my goal. But in order to achieve that, it's going to take a lot of things. So will we become stronger and larger than before? It's to be determined. Are we doing everything we possibly can to do that? Yes. How would you recover your reputation again? I mean, it's simply just getting people what they feel like they're owed, working with people the best that we can, having communication with them, being an open book. That's how we're going to build a reputation again. That's how we did it previously. I'm really focused on that, and I'm really confident that we can do it, but it's going to take time. It took already a year to get to where we're at now, and we were in a very bad spot. And we're in a lot better spot now. So a year from now, let's see what happens. Let's see what's left in terms of negative feedback. We're going to do everything we can to give back. And as the company starts growing, let's just say we're going to continue to give back, especially to those who have been very loyal to the company, spent a lot of money with the company, earned a lot of money in payouts with the company. We're going to be loyal to them because those are the active community members. At the end of the day, if you've earned a lot of payouts with TFT, you've most likely spent a good amount of money as well. So we want to give back to you guys. We need to give back to you guys. You're at the end of the day why we're here. It's not because of me and like the team and having good ideas. It's because there's a community. It's because people believe in what we're doing. They've believed in what we're doing. That's why we're here. How hard was the journey from what happened last year to now? I would say is similar to being in a cage in the ocean with a shark, right? And not knowing if the cage is going to hold up, and more sharks are coming around the cage. And so they're swimming around you. You don't know when you're going to come up for air. You don't know when you're going to run out of air. That is very similar to the situation that we were in for many different reasons, right? We didn't know what was going to happen from a legal standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from a personal standpoint. There's a lot of factors when a business ultimately fails at what they're doing. And so yeah, it was difficult. Luckily, myself, my partner, very very courageous. We have a lot of self-belief. We always have, and we saw the vision of where this could go and how we could come back, and that's what we've been focused on. And we've made a lot of progress since then, and there's a lot more that we need to do. But I mean, if I were to give you guys an analogy, I mean, imagine you're trading with FTMO with max funding, and then you lose your max funding and your computer breaks, and then you get hit by a car. That would put you in a position very similar to where we were at. or where I was at. So I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot harder things that happen in life. I sat and thought um, about the worlds and things that are happening, and I could be at war, I could be displaced from my home, I could have no water, I could have no food. I think as long as I have my wits and my ability to work and to think and be free, I'm very blessed and whatnot. So from that standpoint, it wasn't hard for me to just work every day to try to restore things. The negative feedback and all of that, it's difficult, but at the end of the day, not everyone's going to agree with you. And uh, it's a reflection of where we're at. And we own that. And that is what it is. And I know it can change the same way we built it previously. We'll attempt to build it again. And that's just the reality. Uh, let's see. What measures are in place to ensure TFT doesn't pause again? Um, we have a new partner. We have a new technology company that we're partnered with. They come from the hedge fund space. They built some risk tools for us. They're building the dashboard. They built Prop Firm Journal. So they have built some tools where we can kind of like forecast things more sustainably. On the platform side, MT5 pulling out really affected us. Um, so there's some things in place there that we've done and that we're working on to ensure more stability. And creating our own platform is going to ensure more stability. So I think the three biggest risks to a company like this is vendors. So this is platform, processing accounts, your technology if you outsource it, managing those relationships failing or whatever, like even deal rippling, how you pay your employees, how you pay traders. Those are all risks to the business. And then the challenge, how you create the challenge, the rules, how those rules affect the pass rates, how the funded account rules affect the payout rates. If those aren't dialed in, that's a huge risk to the company. So we have things in place for all of those things that bring me a lot more confidence from where we were at previously. What makes TFT different from other firms? I think TFT just, in terms of our personality, in terms of our listening to the community, it's really raw. It's been even more raw in the past. I think right now we are moderating the chat a little bit more than we've done even previously. Um, so I just think the community has always just been trying to be as free, trying to be as open and like connected as possible to people. That's the experience that I would want in a firm, is to just know that like this is the CEO, this is what they're thinking, this is what's happening. If there's an issue, they're talking about it. We definitely got away from that a little bit in 2024. And that's really, I think, what's the separator is our connectedness to the community. So we're working to rebuild, and I think that's what makes us different. Because there's a lot of firms now, right? There's a lot of these CEOs from the brokerage space coming in, trying to, say to trust them and all this shit. And I just think people just fundamentally don't understand, like, when it comes to people and people paying money, people don't want to deal with a bullshitter. They don't want to deal with you because of your extensive resume. Some people do, but they just want to deal with people who are real. They want to deal people who are gonna shoot it to them straight, that aren't gonna fuck them over, that aren't trying to do some weird stuff, whatever, and that care about them. That's the number one thing. When everyone wakes up in the morning, whether you like to believe it or not, you are focused on yourself, right? You're the main character in your story. So if I come on here and I say, I'm great, I'm the man, you should be with TFT because of me, because of we have the best challengers, because of the blah, 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 you're going to sit there and be like, fuck this guy. He doesn't care about me. Like, he just thinks he's the best. But if I'm up here and I'm like, we're doing this for you, we listen to your feedback, we understand that you've had a bad experience, or this is what you like, we're going to double down on that. You're like, oh, this guy's listening to me. This is about me. This is my journey. This is helping my career. This is da 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 da. And that's kind of, I think, the secret sauce. And again, we did get away from that a little bit, but we're returning to that. That's what we're moving towards. How are you gaining back the trust of consumers? Trust is just earned by doing what you say. And right now we're trying to do what we say, and sometimes failing, sometimes making mistakes, and other times delivering. So I just think we're trying to get to a state where we're taking action, we're doing things, we're fulfilling promises made, and that's it. And if we do that, we'll gain trust. If we don't, we'll lose trust. That's it. Why was CFT offline? I'm not going to get into details. If you go to the previous YouTube video, the AMA from 2 weeks ago, I go over exactly what happened. The restart, the launch process, all that stuff, the process. So if you want to know about that, go on the last AMA. It's mentioned on there, and we are going to be adding timestamps to the AMAs too, so you don't have to like watch the whole video and not know what the fuck's going on, because I personally hate that on YouTube videos. So we're going to be adding timestamps there. All right, let me look at the chat. We are going to pause really quick. There is a discount for Dragon Challenge. No, we're gonna remove the Dragon Challenge, actually. Let's see. All right, so real quick, guys, go to announcements and participate in the giveaway. If you have already participated in submitting on the form, then go to giveaways. There's a giveaway going on right now. There are literally 800 accounts left to give away. The chances of you winning is very high. I'm not even saying that. I think there's like 1 out of every 3 people are going to win who submit the form. So go submit the form. We're giving away accounts. Yes, we can afford to give away 5K accounts. They don't materialize in that much in payouts. Just keeping it real, you guys. And I actually am going to download in May. I'm going to download every account that has resulted from a code, a giveaway code. And I'm going to show you guys how many payouts have materialized from giveaway accounts. And you are going to be like, damn, y'all suck. Or like, damn, y'all gotta start taking this more seriously. Because the payouts from giveaway accounts is very minuscule. Now, does that mean people don't get payouts from giveaway accounts? No, people do. But I'm just telling you guys the facts of what it is. People don't take giveaway accounts seriously. They punt them. Less skilled traders tend to take them, etc. All right, let's get back into it. Pricing and discounts and offers. This is a good section. This is a really good section. All right. Will you provide offers like other challenges for instant funding? Yes, we went over that before. And the instant funding is going to be the lowest price in the industry. Mark my words. Please make room for installment payments for challenge purchases. I don't know. I saw like some comments on that. I don't know if we're going to do that. What are your plans for traders in Africa and developing countries with low income? We used to do the competitions. We used to have anywhere from 50,000 to, I think the biggest one was like 80,000 people in the competitions. I think those are great for people in developing countries with lower income. They're free, right? You get to participate in them. We were giving away cash, giving away accounts. So yeah, I think those are plans for developing countries. Yeah, maybe developing affiliates in those areas more, doing local events, stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. Some ideas there. Maybe flying one of you guys in a jet to the US. Who knows? Are you going to introduce local? I'm kidding about the last part too. For those of you, all he cares about is jets and throwing money in the air and blah, 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 blah. Fucking losers. Are you going to introduce local payments like MTN and Aratil? I don't know if that's spelled correctly, but I don't know. We have right now debit credit, and we have crypto, and I see a lot of firms doing like the local payments thing. I think that's something that we should focus on. It's just not a priority at the moment, but I think if we're truly going to be like a dominant global player, we need to have these local payment options. So we're aware, it's just not unfortunately a priority right now. In the future, will prices go down to match competitors? We already have by far the lowest prices in the industry. So after discounts. Before discounts, no. But after discounts, yes. you're offering 85% discount. How has this affected the business model? So this is a great question. I want to explain this to you guys, kind of the easiest way or the most clear way possible for you guys that are on the call. This is going to be very informative. So if you go to the website and you look at the Royal Pro Challenge, look at the default price. It's very high by default, double the price of any other challenge in the industry of that size. Now with the 85% discount, it becomes the lowest price challenge in the entire industry. So it goes from being the highest price challenge to the lowest price challenge. Now we have created the challenge in a way where after the 85% discount, we know that there's going to be about anywhere from 20 to 40% payout to revenue ratio, meaning every $1,000 we bring in, $200 to $400 will go to payouts. That's after the discount. So we purposely made the challenge cost more to run bigger discounts, which also do result in the lowest price in the industry. But even after that, we still have a certain margin on the challenge. So it's just a strategy. It's a marketing strategy. At the end of the day, you guys might think it's stupid. You guys might think we should just lower the price. I did put a poll out asking if you guys wanted to do that. Everyone said just stick with the bigger discount. So that's what we're going to do. But we've created the challenge in a way where after the discount, we know it will be profitable. That's what we did. Can you create accounts lower than 5,000? No. Will you introduce a no fee challenge and deduct fee from the first payout? No. But I did tell you guys in the roadmap of 3 to 5 years, the goal would be to potentially never charge for challenges. And that is if the firm can scale our own trading strategies with the data that we're accumulating and essentially becoming a hedge fund. That is the ultimate goal of the company. That's why we're doing everything we're doing now. That's why we're giving away accounts. That's why I'm answering support chats. That's why we're creating our own technology. It all builds to that idea. That's the ultimate goal of the company. All right, let's keep going. We're actually making good progress here. Account complaints and user support. I submitted multiple tickets. Where's my account? It's a great question. To talk about the enhanced support days a little bit, what I did was we have data about who's owed relaunch accounts, who's owed payouts. I have prioritized those people. So the ones that already are confirmed as being owed accounts, we're getting accounts to them right away, or the payouts. Now, people that need manual review, unfortunately, have been kind of left to dry, to be honest. You guys have just been left to the wind. I'm going to start to work on those hopefully tomorrow. If not, definitely by Friday. And it's just going to be me sitting here. There's about 70 of you. I'm going to be looking at your chat, pulling up your information internally, going through everything, going through all the messages. It's going to take some time, but at the end of the day, I owe you guys that. So look forward to that. Let's do it. I had a funded account before pause. Why am I not eligible for payout? Based on how we're doing it, and again, this is not ideal. This is not like the best. Like in an ideal world, we just give everyone funded accounts, everyone gets unlimited money, like we're good. But that's not the reality. We have to work with what we got, and that's just the reality of the situation. So if you had a funded account before the pause, let's say you had a $100,000 account, you had $20,000 in profits, so your balance is $120,000, but your payout date didn't come yet, so you didn't request a payout. Unfortunately, we're not paying you out, and that's just the reality. That account was deactivated. You're being given a new account. You're starting from phase one. You got fucked. Everyone that has requested the payout, we're paying. So they already requested the payout, meaning it's pending. We're paying them out. If you didn't request yet, your payout is not pending right now. It never was requested. Now the reasons we're doing that is because the reality is if you didn't make it to your payout date yet, you could have potentially failed your account. You could have made more money. You could have reduced the amount of money in your account, right? There's a lot of factors there. So as of right now, you got fucked. Are we going to figure out a way to compensate you once we figure out priority number one, which is getting people paid who requested the payout? Yes, I have this on my radar. We're not just going to ignore it. We're going to find a way to compensate people. So let's see. I'm going to do one thing at a time here. That's really how we need to operate right now when it's like death by a million cuts, right? There's a million things to do. You got to just do one thing, and that's what we're trying to do right now. Pay people who have requested the payouts. Get people accounts who are owed the accounts, and we know they're owed the accounts. That's the priority. Why is Sport not responding to tickets? I know yesterday, forgive me, I don't know the exact name, but this whole like Ramadan, and then I guess yesterday was like the culmination of Ramadan. Today, there's a lot of our team is celebrating this, so they've been offline. There's also been kind of some issues with the enhanced support days. Everyone's creating tickets. It's like overloading the queue for the other tickets for people who are just like raising regular inquiries. So I'm gonna be cleaning that up this week and like helping to reorganize that stuff. But support will be getting back to you. We're gonna be figuring out a way to like restructure this week to help bring back better support, because support sucks right now. Let's just say it like it is. Why did your live chat stop working? We had live chat in the past, like in 2023, 2022, 2021. We had been hiring a lot of people internally to handle live chat, but now until we integrate AI to act as an agent for us, we do not have live chat. We're aiming to integrate it May 5th. By May 5th, potentially it'll be delayed until June 1st, but definitely by June 1st. I just think AI is going to be the best live chat experience for you guys, and that's what we're focused on doing. Can you improve customer support responsiveness? Let's be honest, it's terrible at the moment, but that's what we're aiming to improve. It's the highest priority over the next 30 to 60 days. Can you provide new logins for old accounts? Yes, just participate in the Relaunch server. Go to verify in the Discord, check the check mark. You'll then get access to groups called Relaunch chats, and in there you can start to talk to mods, check the announcements, and get your accounts back ultimately. Data, metrics, and transparency. Will the firm publish earnings and payouts monthly? No, we won't do it monthly because accounting is an ongoing thing, but we will look to publish things yearly, potentially quarterly as well. We are going to just be as transparent as possible with the taxes, with everything. There's no reason to hide these things. In certain countries, it's already public for some companies. So we're going to go in that direction. And yeah, that's what I believe in. I think you guys should know who's making what money, blah, blah, blah. What are the costs of the business? I think it's important. What is the current ratio of evaluation buyers versus those who reach a payout? The percentage of people who reach a payout is under 1% from people who buy evaluations. What is the total payout amount over the last 3 months? You can go on Rise. I don't know off the top of my head. It's probably near $1 million. Near $1 million. I know it was 500,000 in March. Will you publish account verification and payout stats? Yeah, we're gonna build it into the dashboard. So there's this company, payoutjunction.com. They're not comfortable with listing the funded trader because we're the demons of the industry all of a sudden. After we've paid out 155 million, we're the devil. So they won't list us. I understand. They're a new company. They don't want to damage their brand. A lot of people hate us. It is what it is. We're going to just rebuild their site on our website so you guys can just see everything. So yeah, we're going to do that. And you guys will be able to see all the stats, all the accounts, pretty much everything. Our profits from relaunch going to charity. So all profits from the relaunch are going to current traders who are requesting payouts, backlog traders, relaunch accounts, debts from when we used to pay these platforms, won't mention any names, debts, processing debts, chargebacks, all of it's going to that. Anything left over will be allocated to charity. Unfortunately, nothing has been left over. Now, in terms of myself, I have not been taking any money either. If anything, I've been just contributing money to the business, despite what everyone thinks. So yeah, we're gonna move towards a more organized way to show kind of the charity work that the company's going to be doing. We've always wanted to do something. We've always done something. But the goal for myself, my goal is not to make it from the TFT relaunch, right? As a business owner, I want to create a successful business, but my goal is to have 500,000 users on the funded trader in the ecosystem of the funded trader. If we do that, I'm sure I'm going to be really rich, right? That's how it works. But in order to do that, we need to make a lot of other people really rich too. So that's the goal. All right, we're near the end. We have 9 minutes left. We actually did it. We made it through every question, which is insane. So let's see. I'm just looking at the chat real quick. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's wrap it up. Questions, AMA details. You plan to partner with prop firm match? No, we have prop firm journal. So why do we need prop firm match? Fuck them. No, I mean, if they want to relist us, they asked us for some stuff. I just think right now it's not appropriate. I think what they're doing is fantastic. I think what we're doing with prop firm journal is fantastic as well. So yeah, that's what we're focused on. We're focused on ourselves. If they want to partner in the future, why not? We know we made them a lot of money. We know we brought them, originally a lot of traffic. So let's see. Will there be loyalty rewards or coupons for returning customers? Yeah, we want to create a wallet system. And yeah, we want to create a wallet system and a loyalty point system inside of the new dashboard. And another thing, for all you people who, let's just call it like it is, you guys don't have money, right? You don't have money. You want to trade. You're a part of TFT's community. You're trying to get giveaway accounts. I am going to be creating a way for you to make money simply by posting content. It's going to be rewards for content. And yeah, you guys are going to be able to make money, earn challenges, earn points through the dashboard. It's kind of like the treasure hunt. We used to have the treasure hunt where you guys can earn challenges through that, but it's going to be better. It's going to be way better. So I'm working on that too. So you guys that don't have money, that need money to buy challenges, you're going to be able to work with us to help us grow, and you guys are going to earn challenges, earn money. So I'm going to announce that. One of the many projects. The thing about me getting my own technology is it's dangerous because we have all the ideas. Now that we have a partner who can move with us, who can move fast, who can help bring our ideas to life, things are going to get interesting because we're going to be moving the product quicker and faster than anyone has ever seen. It's going to be like a time warp with all the features that we're going to be creating. But you guys will see. You guys will see. Strong community, strong comeback? I don't know. You tell me. Free repeat accounts? No. Will you support FX League lifetime members? That situation's complicated. At the end of the day, there's not that many FX League lifetime members. So at some point, I am going to address that and give you guys some sort of compensation for the shitty experience that you guys have had. So it's a good question. You guys are not forgotten by any means. At the end of the day, you helped to, get myself into trading. You helped to, bring myself more clarity in terms of what directions to go in. I loved coaching. I loved teaching. You guys in that community, working with you guys, I met some really good people who ended up being TFT traders, making money with TFT. So yeah, gone but not forgotten. Are there plans for static drawdown accounts? Yes. Royal Pro and the Night Challenge will be our main static drawdowns. Will giveaway traders receive payouts from the pause of operations? No. Are you a trader yourself? Why did you create TFT? Good question to end the AMA on. So I am a trader myself. I've been trading since I was 18 years old. I'm 29 now. I don't day trade anymore just because I'm so focused on the business at this point. But originally, trading FX, trading stocks, was trading with FTMO, was trading with my Forex funds. So prop trading experience, never got into futures. Crypto, just holder of crypto. And the reason I created TFT was because the moment that I found out about FTMO changed my life, to be honest with you. I was reading the book, like Market Wizards. They were talking about how these large players in the space take such low risk per position, and this is why psychologically they don't sweat it, they don't get nervous. I was learning from the gurus of the world, telling me to max out my lot size and trade high position, uh, like trade with like no stop loss and all that stuff, trade high percentage of my account. And I was nervous. I was psychologically shook. But once I read that book, Market Wizards, made me realize I needed to size down. I needed to have a real risk management plan. And then once I found FTMO, that's when it all really was like, I can make it as a trader with FTMO because they're giving me more capital. All they need is for me to produce. And then that's when I realized how hard trading was because I was failing a lot of FTMO challenges and I was a very disciplined guy. And that's where the idea for TFT came, where I was like, okay, I have a community. I love meritocracy. I love the concept of there being winners and losers. That's the reality of life. All this bullshit woke agenda about there not being winners and losers is not part of my personality or not part of my principles or beliefs. There are winners and losers in life, and that's just the reality. And if you are a loser, you can become a winner, but you need to create principles, a system, a strategy. You need to reconfigure the way you think to become a winner. And I've been a loser. I've been a winner. I've been a loser then a winner, different times in my life. So I know what it's like. And at the end of the day, if TFT, we're creating a massive opportunity for people to showcase their skills. If you have skills, you'll get paid. That's kind of the deal. It's our responsibility to uphold our end of the bargain. But that's why I created TFT. I wanted to meet people who had the ability to perform, to win. That's really why I created the company. And I met a lot of people who were winners. I met a lot of people who were losers. And, I think the people who talk the most online are losers. And just saying that because the people who win are focused on themselves. They're focused on the path ahead. There's things that happen to them. There's obstacles. There's setbacks. But they don't shout in the hills. They don't get the megaphone. They just simply keep going, keep pushing. They keep having that belief. They stay focused and they hold themselves accountable. And so that's the AMA, guys. Appreciate you guys all hopping on. Appreciate all the feedback, positive, negative, neutral. It is what it is. We're gonna be here every other week for the AMAs. I'll be in Discord every single day, helping you guys the best that I can, giving the most effort that I can. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start working on giveaway accounts, relaunch accounts, all the rest of the shit that we have. Best of luck trading to anybody with an account with us, account with another firm, etc. And I will see you guys in the next AMA. Later.